Canto 25. Should it ever come to pass that this sacred poem, to which both heaven and earth have set their hands so that it has made me lean for many years, should overcome the cruelty that locks me out of the fair sheepfold where I slept as a lamb, foe of the wolves at war with it, with another voice then, with another fleece, shall I return a poet, and, at the font where I was baptized, take the laurel crown. For there I came into the faith that recommends the soul to God, and now, because of it, Peter encircled thus my brow. At that a light moved toward us from the circle out of which had come the first fruit of the stock of vicars Christ did leave for us on earth. And my lady, brimming with joy, said to me, "Look, look, here is the nobleman who down below draws pilgrims to Galicia." As when the dove alights beside its mate, and each displays, circling and cooing, its fondness for the other, so I saw one great and glorious prince welcomed by the other, both giving praise for the feast that there above they share. But after they had shown their pleasure in each other, they both stopped, silent, coram me, so brightly flaming that they overcame my sight. Then, smiling, Beatrice said, "Illustrious living soul, you who wrote of the abundant gifts of our heavenly court, make hope resound here at this height, since you know how, you who were the very figure of it when Jesus showed most favor to the three. Lift up your head and then take heart, for all that comes here from the mortal world will here be ripened in our radiance." The second fire offered this assurance. Therefore I raised my eyes up to the hills, whose blazing light had weighed them down before. Since our Emperor of his grace wills that you come, before your death, to meet his nobles in his secret chamber, so that, having known the reality of this court, you may then strengthen in yourself and others the hope that brings true love to those on earth. Tell what it is and how it blossoms in your mind, and tell from where it came to you. Thus spoke the second light. And the compassionate soul who guided the feathers on my wings to that great height answered for me before I could reply. The church militant has no other sun so filled with hope as it is written in the sun that shines its rays on all our host. Therefore is it granted him to come from Egypt to Jerusalem, that he may see the city before his time of warfare has its end. Two other points regarding which you ask, not for your enlightenment, but for him to tell how much this virtue means to you, I leave to him. For they will not be difficult, nor offer grounds for boasting of himself. Now let him answer, and may God's grace be his aid. Like the student answering his teacher, ready and eager in the subject he prepared, intending to display his worth. Hope, I said, is the certain expectation of future glory, springing from heavenly grace and merit we have won. This light comes down to me from many stars, but he who first instilled it in my heart was that exalted singer of our exalted Lord. Let them have hope in you, he declares in his God song, those who know your name. Among those who share my faith, who does not know it? After he had imbued me with his song, you poured your epistle down on me so that I, overflowing, now rain your rain on others. While I spoke, within the living core of fire appeared a flare, quivering like lightning in sudden and repeated flashes. Then it breathed forth, "The love with which I burn, for the virtue that was my companion, even to the palm in my departing from the field, bids me breathe words again to you who take delight in hope, and I would like to hear you say what promise hope holds out to you." And I, the new and the ancient scriptures set forth the goal for souls, that God has made his friends, and this directs me to that promise. Isaiah says that each in his own land shall be vested in a double garment, and their own land is this sweet life. And then your brother, turning his attention to the shining robes, explains to us this revelation with still greater clarity. At once, as soon as these words ended, Sperentente was heard above us, to which all circles of the blessed responded. Then one light among them all shone out so bright that, if the crab held such a gem, to winter would belong a month of endless day. As a happy maiden rises and comes forward, joining the dancers only to show honor to the bride, not prompted by desire for display, so I saw that now brighter splendor gliding toward the two already whirling to the notes most fitted to the ardent burning of their love. He joined them there in singing and in dance, and my lady, her gaze fixed on them, stood as a bride stands, silent and motionless. This is he who lay upon the breast of our pelican, who from the cross elected him to bear the heavy charge. These were my lady's words, nor did her gaze waver after she had spoken, but stayed intent and fixed as it had been before. As one who strains his eyes in his attempt to see the sun when it is partly in eclipse, and, his seeing overwhelmed, has lost his sight, such did I become before that final flaming, until I heard these words, "Why do you blind your eyes trying to behold what is not here to see? In earth is my body, and there shall it lie among the others until our number shall be equal to the eternal purpose. With the two robes in the blessed cloister are the two lights alone who have ascended, and let this be the news you bring back to your world." At these words the fiery dance was ended, together with the sweetly mingled notes that issued from the blended threefold breath. Just as, to avoid fatigue or danger, oars until that moment driven through the water stop all at once when the whistle sounds. Ah, how troubled was my mind when I looked back for Beatrice and could not see her, even though I was so near to her and in that happy world.